Good morning, everybody. How is everyone this January 2nd of 20? I even put the date wrong on here. I think I put 2020, so behind the times. So I'll go and change that after I'm done. But oh well, that's where my head's at. So thinking I'm still lost in last year. Yeah, so I'm just taking it easy today. I This is a fluff video. Hi everyone. This is those. If you're busy, don't bother watching this. There's just nothing really relevant going to be said here. Just letting everybody know what I'm doing today and what I did yesterday, last night. It was fun. So the way I celebrated my New Year's Day is I met a bunch of friends. Hi, Hope. That sounds good. Hi, Carolyn. All my regular chatty people are on here right away. Hooray! Where's Samantha? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so I met Samantha and her friend, our friend Betsy, and it's funny because I think last summer I was out walking around on the river and I met this lady and I couldn't quite place her. I do this all the time. This is what happened with the red coats yesterday. I meet people or I say something to people. I have a brief interaction. And good morning, Truth Seeker. Good morning, Annette. Good morning, Aslan. What up? And so I'm on Peace Bridge yesterday, or sorry, in my walking, and I was way down past Center Street. I met this really nice lady after I talked to this lady from the art store that I like going to. And she was asking me about Happy New Year, everyone. Lisa from Massachusetts and Desmond. So Happy New Year from South Africa. Yay, friend from South Africa. I have a few friends from there. Hi, Samantha from South Africa, too. Anyways, what I was going to say is I met this lady and her name was Betsy. I didn't know her name at the time, so I met her. And then I met Samantha from doing Walk for Freedom. I don't know quite how we met. I just know we met at them. So she'll remind me. And good morning, everybody. Uh, ew, mandatory. Yeah, that's there too. Morning bong pipe. Yep, or bong rips. So, anyways, let all of us chat like normal. Yes. Yes. I hope that's what I'm looking for, my platform that we can still do live chats on. That's apparently YouTube, UGE Tube is that platform. I've been told many times. And I do know Rumble's like that too. So I have to figure out, David Avocado Wolf told me to go on Rumble. So maybe that's what I should do. So, but I'm just rebranding, like I said, into out of the pill part of my name. So I don't want to be associating with pills anymore, just because I think the whole wide world is about to get their own. And now I look at it as just, this is real Raven. Last year was the whole Raven Moonstone art, red pill Raven thing. So that's what, so Rumble is great, as Lances. So yes. Yes, wake and bake. I did that. I went outside and I went for a really long walk and I had to. My lower back, this is what I was going to tell you too. So while we're out walking, Samantha and Betsy, I guess, met by the river. And then I met Samantha at these freedom rallies. So the three of us met at Peace Bridge. So and then I bumped into my beautiful friends. They text me, Kat and Cash, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Oh, I just came in from a walk." They're like, "Oh, we're walking to the Peace Bridge. You want to meet me?" And it's not that far from my house. I'm like, "Okay." So I went back to the Peace Bridge, back to the washroom, and we enjoyed the sunset and music. And there's a guy on the bridge who had this big, huge boom box, and it was amazing because he was playing when he first turned it on. Love, love, love. Doom, doo, doo. So I was like, oh, this is so amazing. Somebody's having a New Year's Day party at the bridge. And so I said thank you to them, and I was smoking a joint. He's like, that smells good. And I'm like, oh, that's, I go, do you want some? He's like, no, no, that's okay. I always offer. That's just who I am. You want some? So then we go back onto the bridge and we're enjoying the sunset. And he plays Led Zeppelin. Then he played. This was my playlist on New Year's Day. Elton John, the one with I think it's called Mona Lisa Smile. And then the then he played the Neil Diamond song, I Am Whatever. Yeah. So, and it was like the biggest, loudest Peace Bridge party. There was like probably about 50 to 100 people on there around sunset taking pictures with their families. It was a really beautiful, impromptu social gathering where now our whole city is on takeout food only. And so I just want to say we ordered food from my local eatery, street eatery. I'm all about forgiving this year and walking my talk. So I was kind of cheesed off because they put up, you can't come up in here without a sign or without a mask. I was like, said, I'm not coming in there until that's done because you can't do that to people. It's against our human rights. And I said, you let us in here all summer long. Nobody got sick. So I don't get what's going on here. So I explained to them nicely, like the owners. I like the owners. But anyway, so when we came back from our walk yesterday, we had some delicious vegan ginger beef from the street eatery with rice and stuff. So that's what I did yesterday. Oh, good. Yeah, so I'm just here to great rip through last year on your vids. Oh, great summaries as always. Thank you. Thank you. So I did miss a few things there yesterday. I was thinking about doing, well, I'm just putting my feet up here because my back, is anybody else's back sore? I think it's from doing so many videos. Oh, here. Got a nice little spot. Put them in. Anyways, but I heard a lot of people are having lower back problems. So I think it's part of detoxing. And yeah, so I'm gonna relax my back and figure out which platforms I'm gonna go on. And you have vertigo? Oh, that's common. Oh man, it's really common. So be cautious. And how to get rid of that. I don't know if you know the easy way to get rid of vertigo, but I had to figure it out by myself. So I had it when I got back from, I was out, I've lived by the lake and on the water like a large part of my teenage life. So I've been on a boat. We used to own a houseboat and rent it out. It wasn't fancy, believe me. It wasn't, that sounds much more luxurious than it really was. Shitty job for a teenager to clean up after a bunch of freaking drunk 80s people. That's all I gotta say. Not luxurious at all. So I never got vertigo. I never experienced anything like that before. And I used to live by the ocean, go on boats and stuff, and never experienced seasickness. But when I went to Barbados the first time, I met a lot of people through Tinder. And I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna meet some people. And I put that on there. I'm not expecting anything. And just friendship, just friendship. I was there for a month, so I want to just meet local people, men and women. So although women in Barbados don't set their settings to women, I'll just think because they just know what Tinder's for there, I guess. But I'm an open-minded person. So I met these people. And I met this really awesome guy from Ottawa, Tim. Hi, Tim, if you ever watch this. And thank you for taking me out on your boat. And he was going out snorkeling with his friends. He bought a big catamaran and he rents it out as an Airbnb. And he sailed it from Africa all the way across to the Caribbean. And so on this catamaran that he had as his Airbnb, he was taking his friends who just happened to be there. I can't remember where they're from. One was from Canada, and the other one was from, I think, Jamaica. And so we go on this boat and we went snorkeling. And I spent the entire day swimming and on the boat and had no problems at all. Like we were out like all day long on the in the sea. It was awesome. It was amazing. It was the best snorkeling of my life. Bar none. Like fish were everywhere. It was like I was in like a dentist office aquarium all by myself. They were just like everywhere. Turtles, you name it. It was fabulous. So, anyways, when we got back off the shore and went to the Oystins for the fish fry, which is a common thing to do on a Friday night, I think, or something like that, or whatever it was. Honestly, I was fine until we got to that location. And then all of a sudden, vertigo kicked in. And I was like I had land sickness now. That's what I had. I had total land sickness, and I just had to sit down. They're like, "You want something to eat?" And I'm like, mm-mm. But I did get to hold a monkey named Bruce. So and he danced to Michael Jackson's what the heck was it? Smooth Criminal. When it started playing, it was like dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. This little monkey. Like it was really funny, and it loved dancing, and it was like grabbing my hand. I am the Snow White. I've touched a lot of weird animals that people don't normally get to have experiences with. So, yeah, horrible, horrible vertigo. The way you get rid of it now, and I had it so bad, probably when a whole pile of other people did. I think it was October 4th or 5th, I'll say, somewhere around there. And I went to get out of bed, and there was many people who felt that I couldn't even move. It was like the whole globe went like a like expansion, compulsion, warp speed, whatever. And I was like there that for me was a huge shift as well, like whatever happened then. But I couldn't get out of bed and I felt like I was gonna vomit the whole entire time. So I posted how to get rid of it. And you sit a little bit up, you kind of slide your head up so it's a little bit up, but you slowly lay your body to the side and then slowly get out of bed like that. And don't open your eyes very much and don't turn on lights, but stay as still as you can while you're doing that, like as if you kind of broke your neck. Because what's kind of going on is it's a snow globe in her head with the fluids. So that's what we experience with vertigo. It's like, and oh my God, I keep losing time too. Holy crap. I was out walking around. It's 10 o'clock. Okay. Oh my, I didn't even know what time it was. So I started this video 13 minutes ago. Yeah, I've lost a whole 2 hours walking around outside. I thought, oh, I've been out here for 20 minutes. I'm like, no wonder my neighbor was. I'm trying to get rid of my backache. So there's a lot that happened here. So I think it's, yeah, big timeline jumps and stuff like that. So please like and share when possible. Oh, thank you, Kiwi Boy. I love you guys. So yeah, try and just food grade. Legendary vertigo. Yeah, with diatomaceous earth. Well, what I've been using actually is that TRS spray that I was telling you about. I can provide the link. Provide the link on where to get it when my show is more professional. So smash that button. You guys are so kind. I love you guys all. Like honestly, after I left the doing the show yesterday, I talked to hi Andrea, my friend from out of town, and I said she was saying, like giving me accolades, like I just love her, but that's not why we talk. She's cool, and we have lots in common. Anyways, she's one of my few friends that I can smoke with and we keep up with each other and we're just normal. So, but I was on the phone with her and I was walking around in kind of like a fog for about 4 hours yesterday. I don't really, I was like maybe 2 hours, just totally lost track of time. So yeah, it's been a really kind of interesting we've been living. So dreams too. I've got to put a pen and paper, practice what I preach to, and put that in my bathroom. So if you want to remember your dreams, this is the easiest way. You drink water before you go to bed. You should anyways, because it helps with restless leg syndrome. I can tell I was dehydrated last night from doing a lot of walking and talking, that I didn't drink enough water and I'm still dehydrated. I drank lots of water, but I need to drink even more going through Ascension. But yeah, I need to put a pen and paper in my washroom. So when you wake up at like 2, 3, 4 in the morning, when you have to go to the washroom, just like kind of go as soon as you wake up and go, oh, I have to go to the washroom. Okay, what was I just thinking about? It sometimes becomes automatic to start remembering, and then just start while you're in that fog. Don't try and open your eyes. Hopefully you have a little light in the bathroom, but then write down your dream somehow. So if you like to keep a salt lamp on, put it by that or what have you. So um yeah, people keep waking up at weird time, big ear ringing the last few days. It's been nutty, like, so I'll be doing a video and it's like, woo. Anyhow, but yeah, it's been really fun. I've been just trying to relax, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do today. So I have these gloves. These were my friend Stars gave them to me along with this toque. She gave me a lot of winter wear, probably about uh, maybe probably about 6 months or so, maybe 7 months before she passed away. So, and we both love toques and we both love mitts. Her color was orange, and I really like red. And oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I know. Okay, by the way, the one thing I will correct is John Walsh is not the same John Walsh. That's a financier. But I do believe that the John Walsh that I was talking about of America's Most Wanted still did what I said yesterday. So I'm going to still stand by that he's kind of a turd. Just my thoughts. His appearance has really changed too. Anyhow, but what I'm going to do, thank you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these gloves into, oh shoot, I hung up my jacket, to match my jacket with the red lining. I'm going to make them have little warmers because I love these because they're good light in a lighter. So you can still light a lighter and hold cigarette with them, a smoke with them. So I'm going to try and figure out a way to make some really cute little warmish gloves today with these, even if they're just these things that I put over top that just kind of make my hand warm, and then have a little spot in there like people make with their masks with a little hole for the straw. I'll just have one where I can just pop my cigarette and smoke in there right there. So I'll be like, so yeah, smoking gloves. I'm gonna church them up. And then I'm also going to work on this curtain. Oh, shoot. I forgot to give Kat and Cash the curtain. I meant to give it to you guys before you left. So, but we'll be seeing you soon anyhow. But I'm going to work on this curtain that's in my area. And I'm going to sew fabric on that today as well. So, yeah, glove chaps. Exactly. Funny. That's really funny. So anyhow, what else am I gonna do today? Mm, Relax. I'm probably gonna watch Travelers because I missed a lot of Travelers on Netflix. I'm probably gonna go back and make some notes from that, and then also make some notes on Conspiracy on Netflix, and yeah, that sort of thing. And If you haven't watched Soul on Disney, I highly recommend it. And if you haven't watched Travelers or the OA on Netflix, I like both of those. I haven't gotten into Timeless yet, but I heard that's a good one too. So that's next on my list. So yes, thank you guys all. So guess what? Just for tuning in for the 20 minutes, you lovely 40. Oh, guess what I'm gonna do. Yeah, some of my friends tell me that they watch my videos on 1.5. And I didn't even know you could do that until they told me they watch my videos on 1.5. And I'm like, that's a really good idea. Because then you don't, unless you're watching it live, then it's a different experience, right? Because you're chatting. But if you've got crap to do, why not watch everybody's videos like that? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to be popping a card, Benjamin. So I love you guys all. Let's place ourselves in our highest of light and love. And we may clearly see, feel, and know the divine messages that we want to hear today. I'm just going to pull one today. Just one. What is 1.5? Oh, that's times how many? Oh, it's 21, 21. That's how many, the speed that I talk at. You can change it in your settings. So when you're watching videos, it'll just play everybody's videos at 1.5. It's not that fast. Understand what I'm saying? You can comprehend stuff at a fast speed, then that's not so bad. So I put them back in the box. Card we have for today, love. You know why I love it? Oh, I just got goosebumps everywhere. Okay, I'm going to give you a hint. This card has to do, the number of the card has to do with today. That's see how much you remember from our past readings, because we've had this once before. Oh, you put mine on 0.75? That's good. Yes, Europeans might find that I talk too fast. So, okay, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. Shannon, you're right. Ding dong, bing bong. Shannon, winner, winner, chicken dinner. So, the card today is number 2, the High Priestess. It's about discernment, prescience, prophecy, and vision. Yay! All right. Here we go. Isn't that magical? Isn't that magical? Do, 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 do. Yes, I am all for I want to do that with oh yeah, thank you. Hi Carrie, if you're new. Okay. So the 2 card is intuition, prescient sight, higher knowledge, receptivity, the ability to work with subtle energies of spirit and the psychic power of the feminine, which is perfect as far as I'm concerned. These are the aspects of the High Priestess of Avalon. When the High Priestess appears before you, she asks you to trust your intuition and throw the net of your awareness out to the world around you, pulling in truths that may defy your intellect, rational mind, or what other wish to falsely or superficially portray. Go beyond the ordinary, past the chaos of modern life, and trust your inner vision to guide you on your path. Pay attention to your dreams. You're welcome. And keep track of your intuitive hunches. For when the High Priestess appears, she asks you to look for the thread of truth in these places. Be discerning in all that you do at this time, for the High Priestess reminds you that not all as it seems to be. However, Don't take the world personally. Rise above it and ask for true vision to see the path ahead. You will be given this vision. All you need to do is ask the God, Goddess, and be open to receiving it. High Priestess reminds you of the feminine principle of receptivity, which I was just actually talking about that. And last night with Cat and Cash, and this morning with Angel Spice. So is about receiving and feminine energy. Like literally, those were the two main topics of the conversation yesterday and today. So gathering power by receiving information and waiting for others to act first. Allow the world to show you its intention. The goddess blesses and protects you when the high priestess of Avalon appears on your path. Bing bong. Yes, that's right, Lisa. The divine energy, feminine energy is no longer suppressed. This is a beautiful card for the very first card reading of the year. We'll just leave it at that. If tomorrow we get number 3, I'm just going to die laughing. Just so you know. And so on and so on. Yeah, I'm going to have a hot bath as usual today. I did go for a walk. It has helped me quite a bit. I'm going to nourish my body as well. I'm going to make some delicious food. And then this is a funny story. There's a guy who lives in my building. I think I mentioned when I was with Amelia, my apartment husband. I know what unit he lives in. I'm going to go bring him some baked goods. He's looking pretty rugged these days. This is the guy that gasps for air. Literally, he's an older gent. He gasps for air, and they harass him about wearing, like customers will come up and harass him in a store about wearing masks. I'm like, you're like this, like, dude, how about this? Just tell them to do this. Like, you can barely even talk. Obviously, you are exempt. So, yeah, I just kind of tell them to everybody to mind. But yes, my lips are dry, so I'm going to light my apartment up with my humidifier today and give my plants some light and love. The other thing is I'm setting up all my stations, and that includes a Patreon link, because I don't want to re-hook up I had a PayPal account, and even for the art, I don't want to use that. I had to disconnect it because they were taking other money from my account. And I'm like, where's this money coming from? So I want to make sure that I'm just paying for the platforms that I'm using. Tomorrow is probably going to be the day that I figure out most of it. And I'll pop back on here. And then on my Facebook and on my Telegram, there will be a big, huge notice and a link to where to find me. So you won't lose, I have no fear. I think we're going to have a lot of exciting things happening these days. Exciting things. So for all the people, by the way, this is me speaking to you. Who've been givers and healers and enablers, all those fun labels, our whole entire lives, and just wanted the best for everybody and saw the best of everybody. We need to learn how to receive. And I'm not very good at it. I'm just not very good at it. So I'm not asking for money, but I'm going to give people outlet so we can energy transfer. That's what I'm calling it, an energy transfer. So yes, that's what I'm going to be doing. So it's hard to receive, and you guys need to know how friggin' amazing you are. If you're on my frequency, and I'm not saying this to be braggy, but if you're actually absorbing all that shit that got flung at you yesterday, and congratulate yourselves. Don't congratulate me. I had a lot of help with Holly organizing and taking pictures and putting on memory sticks. Holly Allen, if I hadn't have had that help, I couldn't have done yesterday. I didn't even worry about it. She said she kind of put it in order, and I just pulled it out of the big cue box she brought up and helped me. And then Amelia all year round has been helping me get organized. I consider her my personal executive assistant. It Her name is Amelia Breeze McKay on Facebook, and she has really helped me. That's who comes and hangs out, and she's been my right hand person. And then I've had an amazing group of sisters, and some of those sisters I've had a really long connection with, and in time, and the other ones I could have met yesterday and known that that connection was there in time. So that's all of you too. So all of the frequencies are coming together. So let's enjoy that for exactly what it is and be grateful in how we are all here to help each other. Kiwi boy, we love ya. So uh, Pam, oh, I love you. I love all of you guys. So it's about inner standing, inner standing that we've been told we weren't good enough to deserve to receive. Okay? We have been deceived. We have been, led astray by that. And now that this is cleaning up, we have to think we have been taught this the whole entire time of the male energy, and that being, follow your husband and, obey in the vows. That's all gone. Like years ago, when I got married the second time, I've been married twice. When I got married the second time, I'm like, we are so writing our vows and getting married in a backyard, because there is no effing way. I didn't even want to get married because I think it was just a stupid piece of paper. And I said, but there's no way I'm going to put obey, dude. If anything, you should be putting obey in your vows. So I think one of the lines in each of ours was something about know when it's the time for the other to wear the pants. Like, just don't even bother arguing. If you don't know anything about money and bills being paid, then why have that conversation in battle? Like, just make it an equal trade-off between other things. So I treated it much like a business relationship, because that's really what it is. So my ears are ringing right now, exactly too, right now. Bing bong boom. So, and women need to take care of themselves, So what if we have an opinion? You know how many times I've been called a bitch for the stupidest things? I'm not even going to lie to you. One of the funniest stories, I'm just going to throw it out there because it's funny. It's like a comedy act now. I'll just say her name was Karen. There's a girl named Karen who we were driving a long distance away, but she decided to fly to go to this concert. I won't even say which one, so I'm not going to out the person. But I decided not to wear the matching handkerchief between the four of us. I decided to wear my cowboy hat, because that's what I do. Apparently, after the trip was all over, by the way, on the way out there, I hit a deer with my car. So I had a whiplash because I saw the deer coming and I braced for it, right? And it was a very sad moment for me. I called 911 even. Here's lady wandered off into the bushes, the circle of life, get over it, move along. Are you injured, whatever. So I had hurt myself. So for the whole trip while I was in this location, I could not sleep. I couldn't even move. Like, I was really uncomfortable and in a lot of pain, like severe whiplash. It really hurt. That's the second time I had it, and I didn't really think it was a thing, but it does hurt. So this girl complaining to me about the hat versus the handkerchief, this Karen, I was like, I just drove you all over this place that I'm familiar with, and we had an awesome good time. Who gives a shit? So that's why she thought I was a bitch and disconnected. So that was many years ago. So that's funny story. So yeah, those days are over. Exactly. So days are over. In fact, I think um, this is the problem with a lot of men 34 right now. And I'm just going to say flat out, we have a Voldemort. Um, within our group at the beginning of summer that I kind of was like creeped out by instantaneously. I couldn't tell what his motivations were, and I knew they were not good, and he was not respectful towards women because he mansplained everything to everybody. And it was super effing irritating. I've got to admit, like, I was just like, what is with this dude? Like, if you're believing in what we believe in, then it's a collective consciousness and everybody's equal and we're all taking part in this, you know? And this, I don't know, he was just being a Voldemort. So it turned out what I learned from that person and this summer is that every man that has ever in my life had a problem with me, ever, and said, oh, you're nothing but a bitch or whatever, didn't get along with me, it was because they were not balanced. And I'm not saying that's what Voldemort called me, just the way he was treating was very beneath you to even, talk to people like this because he's so great. And it was just like, whatever. No, like I just dismiss that kind of energy. I just think it's funny. But because I never really approached it, it kind of all came to a head. But in the meantime, what I found is every time I showed up in public somewhere, the men who had the biggest problem and yelling at me about something, like if they were yelling something at me or women yelling, it's totally because they're masculine and feminine were not balanced. 100%. And women who yelled at me, I believe, had no control in their own life. They had no control or no say over even a marriage vow. Okay, yeah, sure, I'll do. Or they were so held down because they're in a single parent relationship by them, doing themselves, everything themselves. I've been there. I've been in all of those shoes and I've been in all of those frequencies in my path. I have survived all of those, but they're not in my frequency anymore. So that's, I think, what they see when they come up to powerful light workers is when you're yourself and you've been yourself your whole entire life and you're not going to go along with the rest of the sheep, there are those people who are not balanced with who they are as individuals. Maybe it's spiritually, mentally, physically, whatever it is, it's unhealthy within them. And that becomes kind of like a bully. Listen to me. Listen, Linda. And that's all those energies I think are gone. I don't even feel them anymore. I haven't felt jealousy or that sort of stuff for a while now. And I've been trying to practice getting rid of jealousy in the last 3 years I dated a man in an open marriage. I dated an openly married man. And people were like, I could never do that. Well, you want to get over jealousy, boom, like that. You have to have conversation, communication over and over and over again about where each other's at with that dynamic and this dynamic and set clear boundaries about how it works for each person. And so I've let go of that because I had a boyfriend 4 years ago. I still love this guy. He's an amazing human being. And I know we were married in another life. He's one of those guys that when he touched my arm, I dated him actually five years ago. And I knew that I didn't even have to turn around. I knew that we had met and that there's that old soul energy exchanged. And there was 16 years between us. He was a younger dude. Go Raven, go Raven. See, I don't even care. And yeah, so even when that energy and all of this has been presented, the people who have had the best relationships with me have balanced energies. And that guy wasn't jealous about anything ever, ever. And I just could not understand that. I was like, I need to get over that part of myself. I need to get rid of that ego. And right after that, I started posing naked for artists. And I'm like, why do I care? I don't care. As if I've got something that they have not seen before in this meat suit. I kind of lost a lot of self-esteem problem that I had. I've had 7 surgeries on my stomach, ladies, okay? I have had 3 children. One of my children was bigger than every set of twins that I met for 2 years. It was He was huge. He gave me stretch marks everywhere, and I still was like, "I don't care. I don't care." And, you have to let go of that, because you know what jealousy is? I realized jealousy is simply, um, wanting something that that person has to offer. So I was kind of kicking my ass because I agreed to meet this married man. Um, I was like, yeah, he was probably the most open, honest person on the app that I saw. I was like, and we had a lot in common. So I was like, this is going to be good. We live close. And so when he got out of the car, I'm like, I'm in so much trouble. I just literally, it was surprising because I had no expectations of anything. And it was love at first sight for me. I was just like, it's like, he kind of looks like the boyfriend in a different way from 5 years ago physically. And he's kind of where that boyfriend 5 years ago wants to be right now. That's why we weren't together. And I was really sad about it, but I was going through menopause and realized that now. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's jealousy is about replacing what that other person is giving that other person. Say, for example, the wife dynamic and the kids. He was the father that I wished my kids had. That's what I realized I was jealous about. It wasn't her. It wasn't anything. It was the dynamic that they were so open that he was able to do that and know what they each needed to stay married. And they got back together. They broke up for a little time and then they got back together. They're together now, and I'm really happy they are. I'm very happy they are because they're on the same frequency. They're on the same frequency with their kids. I was not on their same frequency with the children. I knew it would have killed me. But that's what it is. It was like I got to experience what I thought I was jealous of, and I knew I didn't fit into it. Like I didn't fit into that frequency as much as I wanted that, and he wanted that. It's why I needed to find myself, not be a stepmom. That's really what happened. So it was really, yeah. So it was really an interesting thing. And that's why I think I shed a lot of my jealousy from before. I needed to be alone to be a warrior this year. A lot of people realize that. At the beginning of lockdown, do you know how many people broke up that I know? Woof. Was like an apocalypse of breakups. And I was like, join the club. I called it, I can't remember what I called it. I put hashtag something. It'll come up in March, I'm sure. But I called the breakup something, or maybe I deleted it. I don't know. I said some shit too afterwards, and I really do apologize. I'll apologize online all day long for it. That I shouldn't have said some of the stuff that I was really mad about. It happened so I could be right here, right now, in the space and time. I needed to experience all of that, right? So we've worked on so many broken pieces of, yes, we've helped a lot of people get through a lot of stuff. That's for sure. I'm just not the only one, for sure. Um, you just be you. That's pretty much, at 4:40, 44 minutes. I'm like, you just be you. Well, that's the most important thing. I think we need to um, come into our own and not apologize for how we got here. Honestly, this is an argument I had. Okay, women, this is actually a really good conversation right now for today. And the feminine high priestess. And I'm sitting on my throne chair too, the one that doesn't squeak, thanks to my friend. So, where was I going to go with this? About how we even talk to other people and women. So I had a conversation with my last roommate who, I'll just spell it out. He was a mid-30s Muslim guy who prayed every day, and he was dating a single white mother. Okay. Not that I don't judge any of that, but he wasn't walking his talk in the way he talked. It was really weird. So he opened my eyes to a whole different way of living, I guess. And I said to him, and I needed to hear this from a guy's perspective. I said to him, I said, so we're talking about partners and things and men's perspective on women. And I said to him, I go, I'm just curious. So let me ask you a question. I said, if a girl, I go, I'm not judging anything. I'm just asking for your opinion. Just no, I'm not judging you. I said, I'm just curious from your opinion. If I told you that I slept with three guys, the father of my children, and then a couple loves of my life, maybe five people, I'm 50 years old, what would you think? He goes, oh, that's normal. And I said, now, what if I told you I slept with, I don't know, 10 times that amount? And he looked at me and I said, how about 100 times that amount? He goes, oh, I think you are a whore. And I said, interesting. Now, just my opinion, just your opinion. I said, if a guy were the same, I said, how many people, do you think is right? Like, if you think that's, it's a measurement of numbers. And I said, now what would happen if, because you know me, I got to always throw the curveball question in there. I'm like, what if you say I've slept with 20 people and I'm 50 years old? Like, that's not that very many, really, when you really break it down. It's not. And he's like, no, I guess you're right. And I said, what if 10 of them were at one event? And he flipped out on me. So there you go. Yeah. And yes, I think it's the best way to find yourself. This is the second time, interestingly enough, now that I look at it, in 2012 is when I left my ex-husband. And I moved to Nelson. And yeah, it was 2012, the year my mom passed away. I moved away that summer from Manitoba to Nelson. And I was alone for over a year and a half. I was like, I did not have any relations. I just was doing my thing. And that's where I started doing a lot of art in Nelson. So, and actually, when I moved to Nelson, BC, people go, oh, lucky you, because it's the pot capital of Canada. I didn't smoke pot for the first 3 months I lived there. Yeah, it was weird. I think I was detoxing from that crap I was smoking in Manitoba. So, yes. Anyhow, but yeah, I think a lot of people are coming to a point where we've learned from what our past relationships have taught us, and where it's setting us up for success now. Because I will not ever settle for anything less than who I already am. I'm putting it out to the universe to find my mirror of humor and integrity and truth. And hopefully, I'm not gonna lie, I'm setting intention for a specific you know uh physical stature, the someone that wants to walk with me. And I don't really do a lot of exercises. I like a certain activity that's horizontal. So yeah, they need to kind of be in shape. I'm looking for my 5D love, and I know it's because I'm not looking for it. I just know it's going to happen when it's there. So, Kevin, what are you going on about? That's what friends are for. You're so funny. If you decide you're trying to get up to 100, I would be happy to help you out. Oh, that's what you're laughing at. You're so funny, Kevin. Yeah, yeah. So, Well, yeah, is that in a room? Like, okay, there's a lot of jokes being thrown out here. Are we looking for 100 gathering? Because there's only 58 in this chat at 49 minutes and 49. So yes, it's hysterical. I mean, people are gotta stop judging other people. This is the whole point to the story. Period. End of story. Is we are our own judge. It's not the creator. The create when we meet and go to that light to take our next meat suit. I really believe because of where we all are in this frequency right now, we may have reached that level before we got here, and now we're just waking up to the point that this is how the shit works. And we make all the choices moving forward in our free will about how long we get to stay here. That's honestly what I believe is happening now, is instead of being told what is we're being, this is why there's so many stupid rules happening so many stupid places. So yeah, yeah, get this chat shared quick. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, our judgment is our own perspective. So when we come to the big white light or whatever, and we take on that next meat suit and take off this meat suit, it's all about recognition of where our journey was and where our karmatic value has been returned. Did we do that in our journey or did we not? So, and that's even karmatic value to our relationship self, including the negative attachments to, I know a lot of women have, to sex, and feeling dirty and all of that crap. All of that is being shed away. Women are where it's at, man. And I hope my friend does what I asked him to do, because he gave me a really good piece of advice, and it was funny. So I'm going to see if he acts it out when I have him on my show. So it's all about 5D love. Yeah, it is. And our judgment is our highest, our own perspective. It is about having a conversation with our highest self. So the more we get in tune with going, hey, is this in my greatest good? And then you tap into that. Then you tap into the other thing of, is this in the greatest good of humanity? To have, just a one-off sex with I'm not talking about you, Kevin. I'm just joking. But a one-off sex with someone you don't really care about or whatever. It's the same. So yeah. But I'm what's that? My thing. Did you ride them? You must eat bacon and ride horses. Oh, funny, funny, funny. No notifications again. Okay, so somebody said that if you unsubscribe and subscribe and then re-hook up the notifications, that helps in the algorithm. And I say that at 50, 52, 52. So yeah, we are the life force that is the continuous creation. You're absolutely right, Billy Joe. Completely. So I think it's just going to be hysterical, hysterical. I mean, how do we know? This is what I think. Okay, I'm creating an alter ego for myself, and I'll call it my alien avatar controller. Okay, my self, whatever. I really think I made an agreement with this higher self before I came down here, and said, and said, okay, I want somebody's meat suit. I want my meat suit to look like this. And I want it to have a little bit of an attitude, but don't give it an attitude right away, because then it won't. So then afterwards, just be a real big mouthpiece, but don't let it smoke weed right away. Let it like kind of ease into it in their 20s. Like, don't make them like, so just make them on kind of on the fringe of everything until they figure out what the hell's going on. Make them a weirdo and kind of blend. And that's why I think this meat suit. But make sure they like to smoke weed when they're like 50 and telling this story, because they're gonna fucking need it. That's what I think the agreement. And make sure all their friends like the fact that they smoke weed and don't care. It doesn't matter if they smoke it, just make sure that that's the thing. So oh, you just like the term meat suit. Yeah, some people don't like it, but truly it's a biological entity that we're in. It's not the consciousness that I think of. The consciousness here, the pineal gland, is really what I think is where our God light comes from. So, this particular biological entity is really what, and it is a biological entity that the unconscious dark forces use. So, that's why they start disintegrating in their little meat suits and shape shifting right now because they can't hold the frequency and value of this biological entity. So there you go. Anyways, yeah, I think of my third eye as my temple. So I don't know. It's just whatever difference. Yeah. So anyways, well, kind of where I'm at today. Just about at 55, 55. Should I get off the channel at exactly that so we can all enjoy that and have some peace and harmony on these frequency vibrations? Isn't that a great idea? Okay, have a great day. Light and love, everybody.